Happy Tuesday, everyone. This is Crypto and Coffee with the Trading Bros. I'm your host, Clutch Crypto. Had a real choppy day yesterday. And looks like we're trying to get some momentum to the downside this morning, but let's jump to the charts and see what we got. B. Wellington?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just looking at the chart here, bringing up the daily. So as Clutch said, we did have a kind of a breakdown. You can't see it on the daily, but if we go to smaller time frames, you can. But we just kind of go through it like we always do. We're still
Oh,
in with
hold
the
on.
channel.
Are you sharing your screen?
I am sharing my screen. You said you could see my screen.
Whoa. Oh, hold on. I found your screen. Found your screen, bro. Hold on. I need to. How do I put it over here? 1 second. Technical difficulties. There we go, there we go. There we go. Okay. I got you.
All right, so we'll start back over. So this is the daily that we've been looking at. Nothing really changed here. We've, bounced off of this channel, broken all the way through the 50, come back up into the 50. And so we're kind of at that moment where we're either going to break out to the upside. If we do have a breakout, I would anticipate some type of retrace back into this 200 and move back up. What is noticeable on this chart is that we've got this wick here on the daily, which they like to come back to. We also have this wick, which is pointed out by this box here, and then all these free lines are vector candles on smaller time frames. So there's still liquidity to the downside. A lot of this pump that we got yesterday, I think, was merely a short squeeze, but so we can go through and kind of see what some of those liquidations look on a high block in a minute. But on the smaller time frame, we will call the hourly a smaller time frame. This was the yesterday and Sunday night or Sunday night. Really, we had this down drawdown, and then moving out of that, we've had some vector candles to the upside. So this has done a really good job of sniffing out some of those short liquidations. So we
No
were
kidding.
below, yeah, I mean, we were below low ADR yesterday, and then we get all the way up to the high ADR as well. So, but we really haven't gone anywhere. We've come up into the 200. We didn't even touch the 800, and we're already coming back down. So we are getting back into the psychological high, getting back into the 50 EMA. And so we'll kind of see what happens from there. But we do have vector candles below. So, we could come back and recover those, but we could also bounce from here and challenge this 800. We'll see. We've got the peak of the move at 3040. And so anybody that went long in this area is now being drawn down. And so we'll have to see how deep they make those cuts. If we go down into the 4 minute, same story. We had some movement to the upside. We have this vector here, which was a little trappy. They pulled that back, came back into the 800. Of course, is on the 14 minute. And now we're kind of breaking down. We'll see how far we break down. But again, we do have vectors to the downside. But they could leave those and come back later for them. If we go to things like open interest, which we like to look at, we're at 7.5 billion. As we've mentioned several times, we've been kind of hanging out in the 7.2 to 7.6 billion dollar range. We haven't really built up any much liquidity relative to the OI and the perpetual side, and so that I would say it's concerning that we're not having any participation, but I would definitely look at that as a lack of a driver for any type of bull run, as we're not building up any of the OI. Um, Overall, just lack of participation. And so if we also like to look at the funding rates, And here, most of these funding rates are positive. This is probably indicative of the pump. Folks getting on board yesterday. The sentiment is somewhat positive, but still, I think the overall macro view is pretty negative. If we go and look at things like exo charts, we've got the POC. Of course, this is 2 days worth of data. As you can see here, actually, it's actually more than that. This is like 10 days worth of data. But if we look at it, we've got POC at 2952.
So right where we're at right now.
Which is exactly. So, we're in that area. We look at the trade fi, and again, we want to just take a look at what's happening on the longs and the shorts here. Shorts are covering, of course, with that move that to the upside, and longs are building up. And so, those longs are being taken out now from a liquidation standpoint. Today is Tuesday, April 26th. We do have things like durable goods order, which came in line, core equipment, which, I would have to click on these and see, but I don't want to do that right now because I really don't see these as being huge. What to 10 a.m., I think what we're going to find is consumer confidence index. A lot of folks look at that, new home sales. And I think Thursday will probably be another good news day. So maybe with some potential moves on that with initial job claims and continuing job claims going from there. If we take a look at the market itself, let's just get a refresh, is down at the open, which is not surprising since Ethereum is down as well. We've got Bitcoin at 40,000. Man, this whole drama with Elon Musk, buying Twitter, wants to take it private. Everybody's talking about, bring back Trump because Trump got banned out of Twitter. Should be interesting. I mean, Elon Musk is involved with some huge companies, of course, Tesla, which, him and Bill Gates, billionaires fighting. I think Bill Gates has like a huge short on Tesla right now.
Yeah, like 500 million.
Yeah, I mean, like these are billionaires being bad.
Man, interesting times we're in.
I mean, it really is. It really is some interesting times, and so, that's what I have from the charts. I expect us. It's 8:48 our time, and so, markets of the futures market just opened about 20 minutes ago, and so it looks like we've kind of stabilized. Not stabilized, but we're kind of dropping, and now we're at 29.66 on this 14-minute chart. If we go back to it, looks like we're hanging out on that the 200. We'll just have to kind of see if that breaks down even further. I would imagine that we get down in this 29.16 area before it's all said and done, either to pivot back up, to pivot from this pivot point and come back up, or to break through that pivot point into the downside. That's all I got, Clutch. What's going on with you, baby?
Man, let's see what's up. Let's go over here to screen 2. I want to share screen 2. Let me know when you can see it. Did I lose you? I did. 1 second. 1 second. Maybe 2 seconds. You there?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Your screen says it's starting, but I can't see it yet.
Man, okay. Uno momento. Well, there we go. Okay. You're back.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. This happens every time we switch screens now. Anyway, I assume you can see this now?
I can see it as clear.
As clear as pie, right? Okay, perfect. As you can see, yesterday morning we were down here in this range when we spoke about. We were negative 4.5 billion. We came back up, got back to the flat line for the cumulative liquidation level delta. We did pop just slightly above it, and now you can see we're starting to come back down. We're negative $339 million. But as you can see, we did break out of this range that we spoke about yesterday, which was 29.62. We did create a new higher high, and man, when we took off, we did take off pretty good for a good minute. We got up to 30.26 before we started having a retrace. But look what's happened, guys. You have this high, we had a new lower high on top of a new lower high, and now we're starting to drop back down into this area like we spoke about, B. Wellington spoke about. And, he did anticipate that we would see numbers down into 29, low 29s, is that what you said?
Yeah, like 29, 15.
Yeah, man. So that is all in the books. This is all in the playing fields for sure, no doubt about it. My big area, if we break lower than 28.12, get ready for some more downside action. I don't think we're going to see that quite yet today. I think that's going to be a play that's going to be a little later this week, probably Thursday, Friday, like we were talking about. In between then and now, though, I do anticipate we're seeing a pullback now. What's going to happen when we get down in that area? We'll check Bookmap now here in just a second to see where the big heavy orders are at, so we can pay attention to what if this then that scenario. As far as going to the upside, we really need to break above if we're going to head up. We need to break above this yesterday's high, which was around 30.26. So if we're going to see higher highs, we need to break that area as well. So pay attention. That's kind of a crucial point. And again, this low, actually high 2,700 range, we break below that and create a new lower low. Be paying attention for some more downside action. But normally what they do is they break through that level really quickly and violently, and they'll probably move a couple $100, but then we'll jerk it right back up for all those late entries. Yeah, for those late entries, yeah. And, make those people pay.
What does Bookmap say?
We're going to see what Bookmap says right now. Unfortunately, we are in the middle of a very crowded trade right now, my friend. These are all the orders. These are everyone getting on board for the day.
They're getting filled.
Look at this, man. They're just filling their orders. We're going to go up. We're going to go down. That's the big question right now. We are seeing some downside play, but that may just be for these long orders to get filled so they can take off. So do pay real close attention. We're looking at 29.65 all the way down to about 29.45. Pay attention to what happens when we get outside of those zones, and because we're going to continue one way, and I think we're going to continue one way pretty quickly. As you can see, we're at the bottom of this volume profile. So as soon as we break that and we go down, we'll go down pretty quick. But if we slide back up here, there's a big gap right here between where we're at now and 3,000. So no matter what's going to happen, I think we're about to see a $50 move, and I think it's coming in real quick. I think we'll see it within the next hour. That's all I got.
Well, it is early. I mean, it's generally that first from 8:30 to 9, you get a lot of movement, and then kind of 9 to 10, it kind of figures out what it wants to do. So we're still pretty early, in the process. But yeah, I mean, we're holding out that 29.50 kind of range, So we're at the 50 on the 1 hour.
Yeah.
So now we're either going to bounce or we're going to break down. I mean, it's very simple. The good thing is for somebody, not financial advice, of course, but if you're taking a trade, you're at the 50. If you're talking about a bounce, you took a long, right? You would probably want to put your invalidation points kind of below that PP zone, the pivot point zone, which comes out to be that 29.25 area. That's kind of a tight scalp. Of course, our high that we were at was 30.41. So if you took that short from the high, then that would kind of be your invalidation zone, on that one as well if you want that.
All
We
right,
do
guys.
that. But we also have the daily open as well. So
Guys, as you can see, they're slowly moving these orders down right now. And just to kind of lean on that a little bit, when we first started trading, and I feel like all traders go through this, is we get so excited up front about making that money, and we do get greedy, and the last thing on our mind is risk management, and that's always the hardest thing to learn as well, because risk management a lot of times, especially if you say you just got in this trade right now 29.50, and you're not 100% sure which way it's going to go, so you're just kind of weighing it out. You don't have any stop losses. You need to pick those invalidation points, because at that point risk management for you would technically result in a loss, but maybe not a significant loss, but a small loss. And then people, when you trade, I still struggle with this, I'm not gonna lie about it. Risk management, you have to be consistent, and you have to be disciplined in following risk management 100%. Because if you don't, you can make all the money you want, but sooner or later you're gonna lose. And when you do lose, baby, it will be catastrophically big. Hopefully you won't blow your account, but it's real. And if there's anything I can say focus on before making money, is developing a very good risk management strategy.
well, there you go.
That's all we got for today. We'll be back same time, same place, 8:15 Central Standard Time on Wednesday. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen,